What's good in the hood, YouTube? This is Crazy Samurai 71 here, bringing you another video. So today's video is going to be a discussion on something a little bit into the future, something that's going to be discussing something that won't even happen until, I mean, we're now, probably in July, so it would probably be in the next like 7 or so months that this will be all confirmed and announced. But this is more or less so a predictions for the distant future, 7 months from now. We'll probably know actually in the next 4 months, but still, I want to discuss this now. So this is a discussion on Super Sentai. So you may be wondering, what am I going to talk about? Well, the description probably mentions it, but so as you may have guessed, it's going to be the 40th anniversary eventually for Super Sentai. Super Sentai is going to turn 40 years old. That's a huge deal. That means that Super Sentai is going to be, Super Sentai will have been around since 1976. That's really old. Not many shows can say that they've been around for 40 years. Kamen Riders, I believe it will be their 45th, maybe 44th. I don't remember exactly right now. Next year, which is another huge deal. Kamen Rider, I believe it's 45th. Which both of these are going to be big deals because how many shows last for 10 seasons, 5 seasons? I mean, some seasons. I mean, look, 10 seasons is a lot more uncommon. 20 seasons, that's a huge deal. In America, there's only one show I can think of right away that's been around for I'd say around instantaneous. I can think of one show that's been around for about less than 30 seasons, but it's been around for a pretty long time, which is The Simpsons has been around for 26 or 27 seasons now. But I mean, 30 or 40, 30 seasons, that's a big deal. 45 seasons, that's a huge deal. 40 seasons, huge deal. I mean, so it's a big deal. So you think to yourself, why am I just mentioning, it's a big deal? So I wanted to discuss my thoughts of what I think would be a great way to have a 40th anniversary and what I think they should do. So look, I understand completely. It's not the 50th anniversary, which is that's half, which will be a half a century, which is a huge deal. I mean, yeah, half a century, which is a huge deal when that happens, and I guarantee they'll last out for that long for sure because it's gone strong, and there's no reason why they can't reach a decade. I mean, Kamen Rider's already reached almost 45 years, so I mean, in another 5 years or so, they'll already have reached a half a century, which is a huge deal. So I wanted to discuss what I would like to see and what I hope for the season. Now, of course, this could be something. Of course, I could be completely false. They could do something completely different from that, and I would then be very curious. So what I was hoping for, and I'm gonna give my explanation for why this could be a possibility. Understand, this is my opinion. This is not a fact. This is not confirmed 40th season will be such and such. I don't know. I don't know personally. I don't think most people know necessarily. I mean, this is around the time that they start to actually film and begin to reveal a little bit of information to the public around July. But even then, it's very small. I mean, if anything, they might announce the name, if that. And usually they don't. Usually it's just a rumor starts to pop up saying that the name might be this, but people don't know. Believe me, I remember that very well. Years ago for several of these seasons. I still remember back when some of the more recent seasons had that, and several seasons constantly get rumored before they actually get confirmed, and sometimes they're real, sometimes the rumors are false. What I was thinking would be great for the 40th anniversary, and I'll explain why. So I was thinking something in regard to time related. I wanted it to be time related. Now you may think to yourself, well, what about like Time Ranger that already exists? Not necessarily implying that it has to be like Time Ranger, but it needs to have some time related element to it in regard to the fact that they can travel through time, possibly related to like I don't want it to be like Go-onger where they're taking their powers or whatever, but it would be cool to possibly go through time and do something related to that. Possibly incorporate. Another thing would be great is do some police related thing. I mean, I believe it's like I want to say. Is that right? I'm trying to think for a second here. It would be like the 20 something, something like that. Actually, is that right? I'm trying to think for a second here. 25th, 28th, 28th. It would be like the like 11th or so anniversary of Deca-Ranger. That's right. Like 11th anniversary, and they're doing like a special for Deca-Ranger since they did one for Hurricaneger, and they've done other specials, and they're trying to do that. And the thing was is that they did one for Hurricaneger, and yet they then did Shurikenger. Yet then they did Shuriken Sentai Ninja. So why not do a police related season? Now, back when I understand this now. Years ago, I was thinking about the 40th anniversary. Not like many years ago, but like a few years ago, back after like the 35th anniversary had happened, I was thinking, what could they do to top the 35th one? Because the 35th anniversary was great, and Go-onger was a great season, really really popular. So what I was thinking would be, they haven't really done a third police related season. I mean, look, they had Deca-Ranger and they had Time Ranger. Since then, they haven't had another police-related season, and it'd be cool for them to do something of a different era, because they constantly do the futuristic one. Now, future is not a bad idea. That'd be cool to do future, but at the same time, they could. What I was thinking, which I don't think they're gonna. I think it's less likely now, but I think it would have been a very cool idea. Would have been to have done something with cowboys, possibly because of like a sheriff and all that kind of stuff, but like make it futuristic cowboys, not like Ginga Man, not like that. I don't want it to be like Ginga Man, but I want it to be futuristic or something like futuristic cowboys or futuristic bounty hunters. Like bounty hunters would be really cool. Bounty hunter Sentai members, that would be cool. That's a good alternative. The reason why I'm saying that it's less likely they're going to do that now is because of the fact that with the 39th season, our Special Ranger, our Gold Ranger, as many people know, he is a cowboy. So they can do it because that's his human personality. It's not his like That's not his Ranger personality. Though his mech is kind of meat like cow based, so I guess you could argue that, and he's sort of meant to, I mean, he's supposed to be like a cowboy ranger. I don't know. I was originally thinking that years ago before they even did that, and when that happened, I was like, my thoughts were ruined at that point, because I was like, they can't do it for the 40th anniversary. But if they do something like a futuristic thing, like bounty hunters or police or something like that, that's futuristic or time traveling, not necessarily implying that it's like they're taking their powers like Go-onger, but something that's futuristic and has that kind of aspect to it, or something that's unique, possibly. And I mean, you have to consider this also is that recently they've been doing a lot of seasons that are like, they have only 2 of these kind of series, so let's do a third one, like ninjas, dinosaurs, these kind of things have happened recently, and for the 40th anniversary, they could do something else. They could do animals. They could do cars. I mean, they definitely can, because we've had Go-onger, we've had you could technically say Go-onger, Turbo Ranger, and Car Ranger. Or you could exclude Turbo Ranger, but I think Turbo Ranger would count. and then you could have like a fourth one for that. I mean, that would be cool. That would be very cool. Or something along those lines. Just having like 3 or 4 or something like that. It would be cool. I don't necessarily want the car idea, but I definitely think like police related, that'd be very, very cool. And they haven't really done much else otherwise, and I think that if they pursued something along those lines, it could be very cool. Now, understand this now, whatever they do for their 40th anniversary, it could be who knows what it will be. What if it's not all I hope for is that it's really, really good. I mean, Sentai has been good for several years, but recently there have been some pretty bad seasons. I definitely have to say that. TheKingNappy was not the greatest season ever. It was an okay season. It was look, it's not like my least favorite Sentai season by any means, but it's definitely not a season that I go home every day and watch. It's not a season that I would go back to and watch and think and immediately think fondly of, or even think of going back and watching it. I mean, I'm still interested and I would definitely watch it, but like a season like Go Busters, for example, and think of it this way, like these are the seasons that I think that recently haven't really done well. Go Busters, TheKingNappy, and Go-onger. Those 3 seasons really didn't do very well. Go-onger did okay, but it was very boring. Like Go-onger is known as super boring compared to other seasons where they're exciting, the idea is interesting, their concept is interesting. I mean, the whole entire idea of that season was like, oh, they're angels and all that. It's like, okay, well, if you're angels, then how come you barely even mention your background? Like, we barely know that background. Like, you have these characters pop in every once in a while, but you don't explore that idea that you're angels. Like, you mention it and you have these moments where you refer to it, but you don't go into it. Like, if you expressed it, if you showed something amazing, if you showed the actual location that you're trying to protect or whatever, like if you were on it or something like that, or if you did it like that, and if you maybe gave like a background, like maybe you're on that planet and you have to get off and then you go there, like that would at least give us some story. And usually they're great with story, but for that season it was very much so focused on the kid for the season that was taking them in, and less so on the individual Sentai members. I mean, they definitely were focused on, but they weren't really interesting, and also they were very boring. They were a very boring season, and that's part of the reason why Megaforce for America was terrible. I mean, it was terrible. And the thing is that you're taking Megaforce, and then they decided, okay, we're gonna go from a bad season that was very boring, people really did not like, to a season that people adored, which was Go-onger. And then when America had that, it's like you went from bad to a good season, but now since it's bad, it's like you can't really do much at that point, because it's like they didn't have much development, and how are you going to develop them now? It's going to be awkward no matter what you do. And that's the biggest problem, because they've been trying to split these seasons up now, and it's just like it doesn't work that way. But they wanted to have the 20th anniversary for Power Rangers, for example. Yeah, that doesn't work. They should have skipped over it. I mean, they skipped over Go Busters, but they couldn't skip over Go-onger. Why? Seriously, why? I mean, look, I'm not going to complain anymore, but it's so important, and I think that people need to understand that, like, for some reason, it's each of the even seasons recently have been not so good. The 34th season, Go-onger. The 36th season, Go Busters. The 38th season, TheKingNappy. Not great. You may think, what about Go Busters? Go Busters wasn't a great season at all. People really did not like that season. The toy sales were atrocious. The designs weren't that great. The characters were kind of bizarre at times. They didn't really feel, they kind of stood out as like a separate show. They didn't really feel like a Sentai. They felt kind of like their own show, because the look was so drastic and different from all the other Sentai seasons. I mean, there have been some odd looking Sentai seasons, but like Sentai has a look. It didn't really show it. And the sales was definitely helped express that idea. TheKingNappy was the season that at first definitely had an audience. People were definitely interested in it, but it got boring fast, and at the same time it had a good story going for a while, but as it was going, it was doing well, it was doing great, and then it just started falling again. Like later on in the season, like I'd say around midway through the season or so, it started to go down. It started to lose the love it had. Like it was there, but once they got their final mech, it just started to like fade. Like they didn't keep on making it intense because they got the mech like around like the 30th or like in the 30s or so, and the final episode was like in the 50s. That's hard when you end it that way, and also the story really ended in a weird way. And though it was a good ending because like they ended it properly, it just wasn't that great of a season, and it's a concerning issue because every odd season has been pretty solid. I mean, the 33rd season, that was Shinkenger. The 35th season, Go-onger, great season. Go-onger, 37th season, really popular as well. Shuriken Sentai Ninja has been doing pretty well. I have to say, Ninja's been doing pretty darn well. So overall, I know I'm babbling and discussing all these seasons and comparing them, but the thing is that it's a very important thing to note, which is that the even seasons haven't really been doing that well recently, and there hasn't been like a really like at least good season that's an even season since I'd say probably Go-onger, which was a great season. I love Go-onger. It's a really funny season, and I just hope that they can bounce back. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. That's about it for what I'm going to say right now. If you guys have comments about what you hope for the next season, for the 40th anniversary, what you hope for possibly the special. I know this is less about the special. This is more about like what I hope for the season as a whole. Understand that now, but like maybe you want to talk about the special, or you want to talk about like what the future designs you hope will be, and the Zords you hope they'll have, or mechs you hope they'll have. Please comment below because I would love to hear your opinions, and maybe I'll even make a video about like some of the opinions that I've heard from people about what they hope for the 40th anniversary. Because I'm like, for me, I'm so hyped, and that's part of the reason why I haven't really been doing many Shuriken Sentai Ninja mech reviews, because of the fact that like I really haven't been getting many of them, and part of the reason has also been because I've been trying to save my money for certain things. But the other thing is that I'm thinking to myself, it's gonna be the 40th anniversary next year. I better save my money because the 40th anniversary is gonna have like I'm really hoping for like some really awesome mechs, and I really want to save my money for those really special mechs that are like for the 40th anniversary, and possibly some stuff that are anniversary related and just in general, so that I can really keep things consistent and really have some really awesome Sentai stuff, and finally be able to have some more Sentai mechs and all that, and just feel like I'm starting to collect more Sentai mechs, because right now I really only have Shuriken Sentai Ninjas, Shurikenjin right now, which I hope to get whatever the next season's main mech is, and possibly some of their extra ones. I was hoping to get King Bison, but I haven't really gotten him. I'm hoping to get a lot of these mechs. There's a lot of them I really want. I might get one before Shuriken Sentai Ninja ends, but I don't know yet because a lot of them cost a lot of money, and I might want to save my money until the 40th anniversary happens. So that's it for me. Again, like, comment, subscribe. I know I'm going on and on, just because there's so much to discuss, and if I want to, I could probably make this video like an hour long, but I'm not gonna, because this is not a video that really needs to go on for an hour. But if you guys want to discuss more, and if you guys want me to do another video talking about this, I would be happy to. And just in general, like ideas about Sentai in general, I'm always up for that. I'm up for Power Rangers discussions. I'm up for all that stuff. It's just I need you guys to leave your comments below. Tell me what you guys think, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. So please remember to like, comment, subscribe, check out all the other videos on this channel, and I will see you guys next time in whatever video I make next. So anyway guys, goodbye.